After our visit to Mugello last week in the Apex Racing League GT3 trophy, it says 3 Italians at the top of the Pro Championship fight, with Alessandro Torchier at the top and looking to extend his championship lead tonight. But for round 5 of the season, we have our first double race format of the season and also a reverse grid as well as we head to Watkins Glen. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. I have once again David Sampson alongside me. And David, a different format for tonight. We've got used to the 60-minute races. We have a 75-minute race next time, but it's sprints tonight. 25-minute race 1 and 30-minute race 2.
Yeah, it gives a chance for a redemption in race 2. I like the sprint format, but I do appreciate the long. I do like both, so mixing it up is perfect. And what a track to do it. Yeah, they get 2 races at the Watkins Glen, so lucky guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, it should be a really good one for tonight. And of course, we have all our GT3 cars once again returning for tonight's action. And of course, it was Mugello last time out, our first ever visit to that circuit. And we are moving our way through the championship. We've got Daytona next time out, David, and of course that's going to be a big one for the drivers to prepare for, and one that they should come in really on their best form, seeing that the 24s is just the day after.
Yes, 100%, no excuses. Any mistakes made at Daytona, that's poor prep on them side for 24. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see, because we might get some prototype drivers who are doing the 24 in different classes, so they get to run at GT3. Yeah, fantastic tracks. I love Watkins Glen, I love Daytona. I'm more of an endurance Daytona fan, but an hour. I'm sure it's an hour, or is it a 90?
75.
Oh, 75. Yeah, perfect then. I love the track for a longer distance.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Well, let's have a quick reminder of what happened last time out at Mugello, and it was another fantastic race win for Alessandro Porta, and his second one of the season. That is why he's at the top of the title at the moment, and it came down to this very nice manoeuvre on Alessandro Porta, who led from pole position, and it took him 44 minutes to get it done, but Porta eventually was able to find a way past.
Yeah, brilliant move, close race, and I learnt Mugello that race, so I now know the track.
I was going through the corner names. Remember any of them?
Turn 5
wow.
rings a bell.
Wow. Arrabbiata 1, Arrabbiata 2, they're the 2 I remember. And Casanova as well. There you go, so I learnt 3. Here he was at the end. Unfortunately, there was a disconnect for Yatortas with about 10 minutes to go. Eric Rosseth on his return to the series pushed Porta fairly hard. He was bringing the gap down in the closing stages. The tyres were quite a big factor last time out, but he did have to settle for 2nd position in his BMW. So yeah, looking good at the moment for Porta in the championship. Like I said, 3 Italians now lead the way, and it's Andrea Dalla Valle, who is the only driver so far this season to have finished on the podium every round. He's had 3 third places and 1 second place. He's the closest one, but I mean, you look down to 4th place, and Alessandro's already got 150 points over them.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, everyone's finished strong, but Porter's won lots of races. There's a big difference. And I think Zach and
Jacob Toffs?
Yeah, still have a drop that would score them, is 0 points for no attendance. So that always helps. But yeah, I mean, Porter's looking very dominant.
Yeah, he's looking tricky to beat in the Pro-Ams. It's a fair bit closer. Michael Hooper with a strong result last time out. It was actually David Moeller who managed to win in the Pro-Ams. I think he was 8th place overall. So there's a lot of drivers at play in the Pro-Am Championship. And so far, we've had 4 different winners in 4 races in the Pro-Ams. So it's going to change more as well as the season goes on. In the GT3 AMs, we've got Georgi Atanasov. After a very strong round last time out, he was able to go to the championship head. I think he was 4th place actually going into the last round, but had such a good result. Agard's there, Cook's there. Hedgecock's been very consistent. Carinante has had some good results as well, particularly at round 3 of the season. So again, could still be mixed up. And we've also got the Teams Championship as well. And this one's a bit more of a dominant one. Absolute Motorsport Acelith just miles ahead. 1,000 points already.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But yeah, all their drivers are finishing strong. I think at VIR we see them lapping together in qualifying and grabbing 1, 2, 3 until it finished out. But we see they're a very dedicated team.
Yeah, like it's the top 2 scoring drivers from each round who contribute points for the team. And we'll see Porta and Dalla Valle, your 1 and 2 in the Pro Championship, are part of Absolute Motorsport Acelith. So they've got the 2 highest scoring drivers as part of their squad. They're very tricky to beat. We can have a look now at the track that we got in store for us tonight. And I think the big thing for me, David, is the inner loop, the bus stop, because that curb is absolutely treacherous. We saw it in prototypes yesterday, where on lap 2 of the race, 3 drivers crashed all with one another, basically crashing into one another off the circuit.
Yeah.
And potentially in these GT3 cars, maybe not quite as tough, but still a big challenge.
Yeah, it's not as top as the prototypes. It is deadly in the prototypes. I have to admit, I raced there this week, and the best and best are in front of you and behind. I think one lap I lost 3 closest competitors to me, all died in the bus stop individually. And people practice and practice and practice, but the problem with the bus stop is the unknowns when you're passing a lap or you're trying for a move or anything. If anything throws you off the line, you know how to get through the bus stop. It's very dangerous. And I always find it's the more cautious you get, the more dangerous you get. It's actually the people that are aggressive and go close to the wall to avoid the bump that survive. It's a lot, but in GTs it is easier. But yeah, it's going to make and break, especially at the beginning with high fuel. That's what they need to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that seems to be a big problem yesterday. So hopefully the drivers, of course, racing this track in IMSA so far this week will have some idea of what to expect for that. But then the rest of the circuit is just wonderful. We compliment this place a lot, but it genuinely is in the top 10 best circuits in the world, I think. And the boot layout is sort of very flowing and still the half opportunity at making a pass as well. You know, going into the heel, for example, it's a tight right-hander.
I do think it's in people's bottom 5 as well because of the bus stop. If you love the Glen, you love the Glen, but if you hate the bus stop, then bam, it's bottom 5 and stays there because some people just can't get over it. And I know a lot of them.
Do you prefer the bus stop layout or no bus stop?
I am yes, I only like one layout of every track, and it's usually the main one. I just get over. Sure. I don't like changing a track. I don't like that. It's too long a run, and that stupid right-hander, I don't like it without the bus stop.
Stupid right-hander?
Yeah, well, you're going way too quick for outside. The outside. If a corner has the outside as the lane you want to be in for the next left, I just don't like it. You're going down there too quick as well without the bus stop.
Sure.
It's like Monza.
Well, yeah, that's why it was introduced, because, yeah, I think there were some pretty scary accidents around that part. So, yeah, introduce the inner loop, and that is what the drivers will be using, perhaps to their dismay tonight. Well, we will go to a quick advert, but then we'll be back in a few minutes' time to take you through the qualifying action.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Watkins Glen. We are now in progress for the half-an-hour qualifying session that these drivers have. As per normal, it is 10 minutes for the AMs, 10 minutes for the Pro-Ams, and 12 minutes for the Pros to finish out the session. Of course, we do have the mixed race formats for tonight. In one way, I'd say, David, I think for the Pros, qualifying is less important here. If you're quick and you qualify P10, well, okay, you may not have a good race 1, but if you can keep that place, you're going to be on pole position for race 2. But I'd say for the Pro-Ams, there's even more pressure on this qualifying because they're the ones who are trying to get into the top 10. So if you're a Pro-Am here, or maybe even an Am, if you can get on the 6th row of the grid, you've got a genuine chance at starting on pole position for race 2.
Yeah, and I think there are a few Pro-Am drivers that week on week we've seen being able to get inside that top 10. So yes, it's very important for do it here, because if they can finish the race 6th, 7th, that's going to be excellent for their position. We will be hard pushed to see an AM on top end. That's no offense to the AM drivers. It's just that the skill level in Pro-Am is strong. We see this week on week. We think the AM times are good enough. They're quite close, and then we get quickly reminded. I'd say the top half of the Pro-Ams are an impressive group. It's been very tight all season, and they're usually pretty impressive with their qualifying.
At the moment, it's Cook who's the most impressive. 0.6 of a second. Well, most of 0.6 of a second. Head of Mel.
So question for you, Sam. Do you think it should be a slowdown, the line we take?
No, I think iRacing should get better
But I mean,
physics
aren't
so
we
that it's...
aren't we agreed? We are completely leaving the track. All 4 tyres leave the surface.
So my idea of this, and this I think is an unpopular opinion, is that I don't mind that much about white lines. I think you should drive to the physical deterrence whenever possible. I mean, iRacing shouldn't let you take that line because it should break the car. It should like spit you out, and it should be impossible. No one would ever run that line in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I ran this
So
line
they
in
should just
ACC
change
and
the
nearly
physics.
broke my arm. Yeah, it was like driving into a wall. What was I doing? And it made instant sense what I should be doing. But yeah, iRacing, it's always been this way.
So yeah, I would... I mean, I understand if iRacing aren't going to change the physics for one corner, so I would just make the curve taller. Make
See,
it
as we see
taller and taller.
Anton there going to the left of the bump, the slowest of the lines. Obviously, the middle line is the deadliest one where you hit the bump, but by far the scary. This is what I always tell people when they're struggling. Aim to hit the wall. I always say you'd rather clip the wall than hit the bump. So be further to there again.
Yeah, very cautious for Kasarioskis.
Very cautious indeed.
That's like for Ross Fowler, by the way, to move up into P2. The BMW's locking up the front row of the grid at the moment.
It's going to be a great AM car, the BMW, because it just eats curbs for breakfast.
Adam Hedgecock on his out up, he's going to get one... He could do two more attempts, actually, if he's got the fuel to do it. He's also got an Audi behind him. Arthur Merle, that is.
Yeah, he was the new driver from last week, correct?
Yes. And so he will round the far corner. I think he may have been... Oh, yeah, he was on a lap before. Geez, Mark. So here comes Hedgecock. He needs to improve. Led the championship after the first 3 rounds of the championship, I believe.
And then a poor Magello, right?
Yes. I think I was hypothesizing that he didn't know the circuits.
Correct.
Us British people would much rather practice at Alton Park than go and practice on an Italian circuit.
Let's see how Adam takes the bust up. I'm hoping full balls, as in all the way to the wall. Wing mirror going through the wall. That's the line. Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Looked pretty good, yeah.
I mean, it seems like Merle may have made a bit of a mistake here, starting his lap quite so close to Hedgecock, because he's going to be in a little bit of the dirty air now, and might well be held up.
Well, unless Hedgecock gets a good time, then at least you get a little bit of draft, but yeah. Draft's not the biggest deal here, unless you can pass them after the bust up.
Thank you for the webcam, Arthur. And of course, Adam as well.
See this corner here, the uphill right-hander, the trick is to not use second gear, even though second gear, every part of your bone feels correctly, because it's off camber, it's uphill, but you just need to keep the speed in and trust that the car will, that the understeer is not going to push you out too far. And you'll see a couple of tenths that the AM drivers lose there, because second does feel right. You know, when you're going out there and learning the track yourself, it just feels like a second gear corner. But you really got to carry that speed in that corner. The track, it's almost like an oval bank. You can push the car a lot harder than you think, and it just won't track you out.
Sure.
Unless it does, then there's grass, then you get in the wall.
Yeah.
So.
Or if you tap the grass, then
Yes.
you lose traction and you spin onto the inside wall.
Evening Lone in chat.
Welcome as well to Stayguard's Living, mentioning Eric Rosseth Santa, who was on board with him to his second place finish last time out. Hopefully we would see the return of the Santa, albeit he did say it was gone. Agard moves up to second place.
Did we see an AM there cross the finish line, then realise he should have pitted and then tow? That was clever, because he didn't go past the...
Well, he could have...
No,
he was allowed to complete that lap, yeah.
even though we just saw the Pro-Am's leaving. He would have literally been coming out next to them.
Oh, so he couldn't have started another lap.
Yeah.
But he was allowed to finish the lap that he finished. But yeah.
Oh, I see what you're
He
saying.
missed out by like 10 seconds. But yeah, it is a possibility that you could start your lap and have a couple of, you know, other class drivers come out of the pits. So it's best to leave a bit of margin. Russ Fowler's still trying to improve this in a quick lap. Though for Russ, we saw Merle back out of a lap. So he's still got his to complete, and Adam Hedgecock as well. He did improve on his last lap. He's also trying to find a few extra tenths. That is very close to a 1x per Anta.
Yeah, we'll have to see if some GT3 drivers in chat, because I don't actually know the lap time here. I've been doing LMDH all week, so if Zach's in chat, what's the poll time? What are we looking for? Yeah, so Cook down with a 44.1, second to 44.2, 44.5, 44.7, then it starts eking out quite a big gap. It's quite a spread in AM today.
So Hedgecock crosses the line. No improvements. Merle crosses the line. No improvements. Simonov is going to cross the line. And it is an improvement, but not enough to put him up in position. He stays in 9th. And now we've got all the Pro-Ams out on circuits instead. And we will take this opportunity to thank Apex Racing Academy and promote their Daytona 24 offer as well. You can go to apexracingac.com/Daytona-2024. And if you register for the, if you put your email in the link, you can sign up to the mailing list, and that will give you free setups for the GT3 cars for Daytona 24, and will also give you tips and tuition from last year's winner, Salva Talent, who won in the GT3 category. So if you want to get free setups and free tuition, go to that link you see on screen and register for that. And maybe get a little bit extra pace when it comes to Daytona 24.
We've got Stagard Livinus saying a 142.9 to a 130, a 43.2. Okay, thank you, mate. I usually love doing Watkins Glen GT3. I've just got such a passion for the GTPs at the moment, so I've been racing them almost non-stop. But I've got a lot of good memories here with the GTs around Watkins.
Have you done 6 hours of the Glen in the GTs?
Oh, yeah, so many times. So many times. Done LMP2 as well. Did Sim Cup here as well, I think last year, but we accidentally got into top split, so it was absolutely ridiculous.
How many laps down? 1 lap down?
No, yes.
Oh yeah, there you go, 1 lap. That's not too bad.
Yeah, but it was ridiculous. We were completely outclassed.
Already Hooper to the top of the timing. He, of course, is the championship leader, is Michael Hooper. And it's actually a German 1-2 at the moment. David Moeller, who was in great form last time out at Mugello, moves up to 2nd position in that class. The two of them, both 3.4k iRating. Del Piccolo with a little bit of catching up to do in 5th place. Vitozzi also ahead of him, and Cook still holding strong on the 2nd row of the grid as an app.
Hello, Steve Robinia in chat. That light behind the screens of Mark must be incredibly distracting, Thomas says. Oh, is it pointing behind him at the screens? Yeah, I'd never do that. I'd never have a light aiming at my screens for sim racing. It's very distracting, I find, especially in the dark. If you're going to race in the dark, you see like a glow. I'm always very careful with my monitors and my lights. How about yourself? Do you race in the dark?
No, just
regular.
Just regular, yeah. But I'm not that fussy, I think, when it comes to that.
You're going to have to see my rig.
Usually the problem I have is that I've only done 5 minutes of practice, and so whether the lights are on or not makes absolutely zero difference. I mean, I did a race around this circuit in the IndyCar recently, and we're still taking the wide line through the bus stop on the first time round. It was losing about 6/10 every time I went through it, and so halfway through the race I was like, that's how you do it.
I'm in a complete light controlled room, blackout blinds. That's always the same with me. Then
Sure, yeah.
the lights all scaled up, but nothing points at the monitor.
Rashiani up to 5th place. Stephen David also improving, and Ubatali moving to the top of the standings. But this is very close. Mugello, it was it was sort of spread out. In the pros, it was close. It was just Utortus who had like quarter second on everyone, but behind that, it was very close.
Yeah, 2/10 separate top 5.
Mm.
Yeah, very, very close.
We are fortunate that the classes this season are quite sort of well grouped, the drivers. The Pro-Ams really no dominating force. 4 different winners so far. Even in the AMs, we've had 3 different winners so far. Really, the only man who's dominating in their class is Alessandro Porta so far this season. Michael Hooper trying to follow in his footsteps, and he's starting another lap. S is not really a section anymore. I mean, it's crazy to think that in the GT3s that used to be tricky on the old layout. Now it's a straight.
Yes, completely straight. Let's see how Hooper takes this.
He's backing off.
Yeah, hope so. See, in the GTPs, that second inside curb, you can't take that much. You can take 4 bus stop. Actually, the more the merrier. The less you take, the more dangerous. But then the next corner, the left-hander bump, you cannot take all of it. Just when you land, it just you get unlucky and get sprung into the wall. It's very tricky. I'm sure you saw a lot of crashes at the prototype race.
Yeah, I've never seen so many incidents at the same corner in a race, genuinely.
Yeah,
I genuinely think on broadcast we caught 15 crashes there. I'm not even exaggerating, and I'm sure there are others as well going on.
I came back home, my friend was racing Watkins Glen in the prototype, so I jumped in voice, jumped in, spotted him, so I only missed like the first 3 laps. And 2 or 3 times he was in complete panic at the bus stop. Absolutely, you could tell his blood just went completely cold.
What do you think of my idea of doubling the height of the curb? Like, I think just increase it until it's a wall.
If you have to go completely around it, though, it would be an awful corner. But yeah,
I think, yeah.
I mean, it would be awful, right, if you had to go around it.
I mean, bring back the old curves. Yeah, just Control C, Control V.
I actually don't. The new scan looks good. I don't like how much it destroys the front left tyre, and I don't love the fact that, apart from T1, there are no off tracks here. You can go 4 car widths out that the right hand where you can track out to the concrete. You can just go out all the way. I call it the oval line. You can just. I don't know if there's an off track on this track apart from T1 now, whereas it used to be.
I think on the exit of the heel, I think if you really push it at this next corner, you can get a 1x. I don't think it's necessarily how wide you go, but how early you go wide.
Yeah, because obviously the wide line here is not the fastest, but yeah, you can just drive off the track. I mean, look, completely off the track, not a 1x. And I never quite understood that, because iRacing, I thought, was normalising its off tracks. And
I think it's normalising it wherever the track is. So North America is fine. Albeit saying that, COTA, you still got to follow the, I guess Formula 1 is the biggest series that goes to COTA though. But in IndyCar, you see the drivers go to COTA. Well, I think they used to go to COTA. And yeah, they are miles off the circuit. Bizaglia, bit of an underwhelming one for him, but that's better. He's up to 4th place now, 10th and a half off the provisional pole lap. The drivers are now on their last laps of this qualifying session. Aske Lauritsen trying to improve. And we've got a few others. Mark Hutchinson needs an improvement. Mark was struggling last time out at Mugello. He's just crossed the line and improved it, Hutchinson, but not a lot. Stays in the same place.
Ilya just improved. P2,
he's up to P2 now.
2/10 separating the top 10.
Wow.
Yep, top 10.
People know this circuit.
Oh,
look at that, Avanzini.
Oh, brilliant lap. Yeah, 900ths off into the lead.
Interesting, wasn't that good a lap for the first 3 sectors, but then the 4th and 5th sectors were improvements. So he had time available. His optimal lap, I reckon, is probably another 10th or 2 faster than that.
Yeah, that's impressive. I would definitely pick the Porsche. I didn't bot test or test the cars here, but for me, I mean, every track, and if the Porsche doesn't, I just like the Porsche most by a long way. I can get used to the BMW, but I think that's my least favourite. Especially if I had no prep, definitely my least favourite. What's your favourite GT?
Okay, I'm going to admit, I haven't driven them enough to tell the difference. People always say, oh, this car, front engine, understeer, or this car, absolutely, absolute menace. I get in it and it's like, it feels like a GT3 to me. I'm sure if I drove them enough, but I've never driven GT3s a lot. Like, as Del Piccolo goes to sixth place, I drove the GTEs a lot. I've driven, Daytona prototypes, Porsche Cups, Indy cars, Formula 1 cars, but I've never got into GT3s.
See, I always feel you've got the BMW and Merc, very similar. Very stable, very understeery, very slow to point the nose in. The Porsche, Audi and Lambo, the opposite end. Very lively, front end is wild, and you can... Rattini with pole there with a 43.6. So we were, saying 2 tenths separate the top 10? Now 3 tenths separate the top 3. That was a brilliant lap. And then Ferrari somewhere in between the two. That's how I like it. If the one cars are too understeer and the other too oversteer, the Ferrari actually sits quite nice in the middle at the moment.
Everyone trying to get a bit of space at the moment.
Monza F1 things going on.
Yeah.
We're all going one by one. It's like they're all a bit panicked for time, though.
I think I say it every week, but yeah, I love these tactics.
Zach has finally hooked up his camera. He DM'd me like a little while before the race to say he sorted it.
He's got a good position as well. He's set that well. We can see his steering wheel. We can see him.
Can he hear us though?
You might see the light go. He's looking at something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a bat in his wheel or something. That is a good chicane. Oh, there's someone's binned it in front. Oh no! They towed away, so Zach could have continued, but he saw the car ahead, tried to take evasive action, and that's the lap gone. Oh, and that's not a great rejoin either.
Hey Alan, chat. And Robert.
Alan's saying that all the GT3s are equally boring. Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of them where if they weren't so popular, they wouldn't be so boring. But because we have a sim entirely dedicated to GT3s, because this sim, most popular car is GT3s, and because the newest sim is, at the moment, pretty much exclusively GT3s, you can understand why people are becoming tiresome.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not... I still... GT3s are still my go-to at heart, I suppose, but... they mess with the tyre and they mess with everything on the GT3 every season. It feels like that's the car they won't... they won't ever settle on. You know? I'd like it just to age like a fine wine for a little bit once they get it right.
Porter to pole position, he's into the 43.4s.
Brilliant lap.
Your Tortoise a tenth of a second short. Hopefully we see your Tortoise back up there as well. Was his, I think his debut last time out at Mugello, and now it's absolutely on top form. Currently Delaval once again in that top 3 as he has spent the entire season so far. No Santa! Deary me, what a letdown.
Yeah.
Christmas
Where
is
is it
over,
gone?
people.
Next thing I want to know is that bokeh effect. Yeah, I mean it's got to be faked, right? Because the microphone's blurred, so yeah, it's like a post effect. Because the wall looks blurry, which looks really classy, but then the mic is, which doesn't make sense because that's definitely closer to us, or the same distance as he is.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. But yeah, I think the done pretty well with that setup. But we need something in the background. It just looks lonely now behind him, right? Put something in the back. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, stop this lap. Go put something there.
Get a gnome.
We're seeing the pros really slapping the times. The top 4, a 5, a 6, and a 6. Another 6 and 7. So yeah, I mean Rattini's holding on to 5th, but it's going to be. We've only got 3 pro-ams left within that top 10. So for anyone just joining, the format's different this week. It's a 25-minute race and then reverse top 10 for a 30-minute shooter. Brilliant. Reverse top 10, so it's key to be inside that top 10.
Zach's lap, by the way, is really good at the moment, so watch out for Zach White to potentially move to the top of the standings. Toffs goes to third. Delaval moves up to pole position now with a 43.3. Van der Nesse moves up to second place. What a great time there in the Porsche. Seemingly is serving him well as he anticipated it might do. Meyer, on his second race of the season, he moves up to fourth position now. That's a good effort from the Norwegian. And yeah, Zach Zach lost. No, it was a pretty good final sector. It was Van der Nesse's final sector. The final sector is very short, and Chris managed to gain a 10th. I think it's just the last 2 corners. So Chris must have really got close to the wall on the final corner.
In a Ferrari as well. My. So Van der Nesse. Toffs is P6, so we have got 1 Pro-Am left in the top 10.
That would be P2 on the grid for race 2. We kept that place for the whole of race 1, but I think we're going to see a few guys move ahead of him. One of them is this man, Sergio Puozzi, who's been in strong form so far this season. 3rd place in the championship. He's had a podium already this season, was 4th last time out at Mugello. So 12th place for him on the grid is a massive underachievement.
Back in chat is saying Rattini for the win.
Is that how you pronounce his name, Rattini?
I'm going to stick by the fact I have no idea. How would you say it?
You just said it with quite a lot of confidence there, and I didn't know if you knew.
No.
I've been saying Rashiani.
Rash?
Yeah, because T-I.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But, I mean, I could be wrong. I feel like we're either end of the spectrum on the pronunciation of the name.
See, I'm terrible with names, but I just say them confidently, and even the person whose name belongs to them, they sometimes just change it.
That's too awkward, isn't it? To change it after 6 months.
Yeah.
So everyone lining up a lap at the moment. I think it's Porter, the first one to cross the line.
Let's see, it's very tight at the top now.
Delaval with no toe ahead of him. But this is great to see from Delaval, who, whilst he has finished on the podium every round and whilst he was in the lead fight at Spa, he hasn't ever really been the fastest driver. He's always lacked maybe that 10th or 2 to Porter or to White or to Tofts. Tonight, he really seems to be the one to be.
Yeah, I still think he's still a favourite for the championship, even though Porter's got a lot of points. Porter, we know, puts that fight in the last lap to try and win a race, whereas Delaval always is able to bring that podium, and that could play really well over a championship length. So let's see.
Specs out of that one, the first sector for him wasn't anything special. Yeah, he was a 10.5 down on the best first sector. But I think he just gave up at that point. And we'll cool down his tyres and go for another lap. Zach annoyed again, not sure what that's about.
I'm not sure. This is Jono in chat. I want away from Zach. That's his crew chief.
Where does your tortoise go? Pole position last time out. He's just starting a lap, I think.
Ferrari, Porsche, Audi, BMW. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's impressive.
That's good to see. Rosseth is on a really good lap. Really good lap. This is pole position for Rosseth. It's not an amazing 4th sector. Let's hope that he doesn't get held up by his own teammate here. That might be costly for Rosseth. Now he needs to be dragging himself up. But this is a very speedy time so far. Is it enough? Van der Nesse goes to pole. Rosseth. No, it was only 8th. It wasn't enough for Rosseth. How much time did he lose? Yeah, he lost 3/10. He lost quarter of a second in the last sector, Rosseth. He was half a 10th up until the last 2 corners.
Mac in chat is teaching us how to say his name. Rattiani.
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 I think we both had a bit right, didn't we? Or did you have it 100?
Do you know, now he's pronounced it, now I see his name, actually that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Rattiani. I see it now.
Rattiani.
Brilliant.
So Van der Nesse on pole position. Chris has done a lot of races in Apex Racing League in the past. I'm not sure if he's ever had a pole position. He's been racing Apex Racing League for I think, about 4 years now. And this is probably the best performance I've ever seen him produce. He's half a tenth up, but still other drivers to complete their laps.
Yeah, for sure. It's very tight as well. Very tight. 2 tenths separating the top, believe it or not, 9.
Oh, your Tortoise up to third. I think Bokler's gone in the wall. So poor qualifying for Bokler. He would have been hoping to get a top 10 and be in with a chance of reverse grid pole. Still, Van der Nesse's pushing, but this is not a great lap. It's not a good first sector for Van.
Zach is green in sectors 2 and 3.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad first sector 1.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't bad at
His
all.
second sector in particular, Zach. So that's I think the second sector is the chicane, really good. The fourth sector, not great though for Zach.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. He's cooking.
He needs a perfect final corner here to take pole position.
He's leaning forward. Okay, that's being a clip.
Oh, he's just
my
short.
God,
He needed to lean further
6,000.
forwards and he would have had it. And you know what? Again, it was the final sector. 700ths off Van der Nesse. Van der Nesse's final sector is unreal. He's in a different league to everyone else. He's got basically a tenth on all the other drivers, just on the final corner, does Van der Nesse. Drakea crosses the line to go 10th, which could be a coveted position. And that is the end of our I think the best qualifying session of the season, because it was so close. But Van der Nesse pulling it out for maybe his first ever overall pole position in Apex Racing League history. And I think he's done about 50 odd races. So an amazing job from him. 4.9k as well, and he's beaten some 6 and 7k drivers. He's ahead of Zach White. There's Andrea Dallaval, Haldus Utortas, Anders Meyer, Alessandro Porter down in 6th place. He's got work to do if he's going to get another win tonight. There's Jacob Tofts, Alessandro Torchio, Eric Rosseth, Dan Drakea, Alessandro Puozzi, and then it is Ilya Rattiani at the top of the Pro-Ams, Thomas Avanzini, Carlo Sampaoli, and Matteo Ubertali. There's Antoine Graman, Marcello Caserta, Michael Hooper, David Mola, Andrea Del Piccolo, Roman Bokler, Marco Bisaglia, Carl Sketchley, Stephen David, Antonio Vitozzi, Aymeric van Grijken. Jonathan Cook is top of the amateur drivers, amazingly ahead of a couple of the pros, Trabucco and Panini. Then it's Piazzese, Agard, Chatterton, Broderick, Randazzo, Fowler, Hutchinson, Van Horn, Merle, Luritzen, Carinante. Watch out for Carinante to gain some places. Hedgecock, Schwab, Bermanis, Semeniov, Luritzen, of the Mads variety that is, Hancocks, Delat, Kasarorskas, and Flamal, rounding out 49 drivers. I think that might be our second highest turnout so far this season.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And yeah, a surprise from Porter. I mean, I know it was close, but 6th is going to require a lot of work. He's got his teammate ahead of him in 3rd. And who's the other teammate? But yeah, I think Zach's got this, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zach's an animal. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. Chris Van der Nesse, it was a great lap. And his other laps looked very fast as well. He looked like he knew what to do to get pole.
Yeah. Apex Racing League GT champion back in like season 4. I think that was 3 years ago or something. Hasn't won a title since. Probably not going to win this title, but if he could win this race, it'd definitely be his most impressive race win in Apex Racing League history. So he will round out these 49 cars. Majestic look. Let's hope that they're all in one shape after that point. And Nesse in control of the field. The pace car is into the pits. And Nesse holds the grid. Now he puts his foot down, and we are racing for race 1 here at Watkins Glen. It's a poor start for White. He's already down to 4th place and on the outside. He'll struggle to do anything from there. Almost being swamped there was Utortas, but White, late on the brakes, manages to carry a lot of speed and gets back up into that 2nd position. So it's Van der Nesse leading the way. Not many changes in the top 10. Good start for Rattiani to move up into 10th place as Van der Nesse tries to scamper away out in the ledge.
Yeah, I think I saw Bisaglia. Bisaglia, thank you, drop in. Alessandro Trabucco,
Ooh,
who's
couple
dropping.
of cars wide in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah,
In the
we've got-
wall.
Van Grieken's also dropping. There's a few people in the pits towing. Trabucco and Van Grieken.
Vitozzi, I think, may have been involved as well. That was sort of in the 20th positions that all kicked off, but fortunately they didn't spin back out onto the racing line.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of what happened because there's a lot of cars on track, so you'll have to bear with us. Last week it seemed wherever we had the camera we was able to catch the best action, but it's not easy.
So amazing start for Rattiani. Not only is he up 2 places, but his nearest driver, Avanzini, is down 2 places. So he's got a few cars now in between, and that 10th place is reverse grid pole. Absolutely crucial.
Pro-Am in 10th, that was what we said. Ubertali's dropping. I just saw him drop 3 or 4 positions just then. Russ Fowler. There's a lot of moving and shaking out there.
Aske Luritzen up 8 places so far. He's up into 31st.
I assume the incident must have happened in front of him then, because we said it was around the 20th region.
Yeah, Van Grieken and Trabucco started in 26th and 29th, 26th and 27th, I think. So yeah, it was in those right in the middle.
36th and 37th is where it happened. So that's why we're seeing a lot of the people look at that train. And it's a lovely mix of cars. It's always great to see. So Muller having a look. He's just tucking back in. Oh no, unless it was the other way around the move was done. I'm a bit confused there.
Yeah, maybe it was Del Piccolo just getting past, I think. Up 4 places now.
And this is the other thing, we talk about how hard the bus is. Following close makes you a little bit blind.
Oh, yeah, and I think that's happened to... I spoke to Muller's crashed, I think. But that was Aldous Utortas who lost a place right there to Anders Meyer.
Yeah, Muller's dead. I'm seeing him dropping like a stone. Yeah, so if you're following very close, which is what you need, because otherwise if you give up some, then the guy behind you dives down the inside, it makes it 10 times worse. But yeah, turning into that corner blind is... it's daunting.
Oakland maybe with a slowdown?
Sure.
Or with damage.
That's a long way to carry your slowdown, like this part of the track. Not sure. Maybe he recovered from something. Was it just getting up to speed?
He's back to where he started now after gaining a few places on the first lap. Marco Bisaglia trying to rub salt in the wound. Seems like, oh, as now there's contact and Bisaglia is going to go wide there. A couple of drivers might gain a lot of places. A couple of drivers having to, I think it was Carl Sketchley who was wide and had to stamp on the brakes in order to avoid the spinning Italian. And of course it's a pain to drop outside. Of course we're talking about the top 10, but everyone else in the field, wherever they finish, they start that position in race 2. So that is, 10 places lost for Bisaglia for the race 2 grid.
Yeah, poor 11th place. He watches the guy in front of him gain 9. But no, it needs double. How's the points done? Half points?
Same points for both.
Oh wow, but half the worth of the track, or not? Is this worth 2 rounds, or is it 50% given out over 2?
It's basically the same amount of points across the evening.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Half
Okay.
of the race, yeah. I think that was Porcio maintaining his pace against Visseth, but it looked like Visseth might be able to get past for a moment. And he's now holding up Rattiani a bit, who will be very happy with 10th place, but he needs to probably gain another place in order to defend against 11th place. Hutchinson is in 29th and a little bit stuck. He's up 7 places. He's actually got Aske Luritzen, who's now 11 places in front of him. Aske with fantastic pace tonight.
Yeah, Luritzen up 11, Pagini up 8. There's a lot of moving out there. All right, we've got some replays for you. Let's take a look. This is the race start. So we'll have a look at Zach. I think he just went in deep here. He knew he could carry it, like take the 1X if you need to, but yeah, you're right. That could have been 4th had he been nervous.
So they
Right,
think that
so,
Totsi quite stay as tight as he needed.
No. Yeah, that's unfortunately.
And everyone else did a really good job not to pile into one another. There would have been some drivers heavy on the brakes. Jonathan Cook, who was pole sitter in the amateurs, and he...
What?
somehow gets through. He now runs in 20 seconds.
No, who is that? Is that
That must be Bokler, right?
Oh.
Bokler not with a good day.
That's polite way.
Yeah, that was Bokler's fault, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
both were.
sketchy
I
as
didn't see the bust all happen so quickly, but it looked like my initial impression was it was. Holy crap! It did look like it was the green bimmer's fault in the bus stop here.
And it was Mola who was the victim, I think.
And that first accident was just called. He changed lines and then tried to cut across and just tracked out at the high-speed coin on lap 1. Unfortunately, killing them both.
Anders Meyer, former runner-up. He was runner-up, actually lost GT3, maybe not runner-up. He won a few races at least.
We might have a breakaway here. Dalval has just dropped out of the draft of Zach, so Chris and Zach might be able to create a bit of a gap here. And the train behind him in Dalval, Meyer, Utortus, Toffs, Porter, all the way back to 15th are in a train. So we might have a top 2 breakaway.
Dalval will do amazingly well to keep up his 100% podium record. He's currently finished third, second, and third. He's currently running third. But even if he finishes third in this race, he'll do amazingly to get back into those places when starting 8th in race 2. So for now, he's got to concentrate on race 1 because he is under all sorts of pressure. Van der Nesse, though, holding on well. Half a second, the gap between him and White was able to just... Well, he actually lost a tenth of a second that last time round. The New Zealander getting a little bit closer. Yeah.
I mean, he's not fast. I mean, right now he's probably fuel saving like crazy. He knows Van der Nesse just can't save as much. And the group behind, it looks like Anders Meyer is getting a little frustrated with Dalval because the draft's gone. We can see the BMW's attitude has definitely changed. It's now, look, move, mate. You've had your chance. You've lost them, so back out and let me bring us back to them. And they're going to go side by side instead. I guess the move done. Wow, I told you the Bimmer's attitude had changed. I could see it in the last 3 corners.
Meyer with nothing to lose, and he put it all on the table there. Good driving from Delaval to not understeer too much. But that's a demonstration of if you've got the momentum, you can pull that one off. A little bit of contact in the background, I think, between maybe Tofts and Porter. And actually a little bit of side-by-side. Rousset trying to gain a place. This is on Torquio. Torquio on the inside, Rousset on the outside. And these are important places, P2 and P3 on the grid for race 2 as it stands. The Ferrari just in front of them.
Yeah, the BMW
isn't far away.
Can't hold this. The outside just... Oh, wow, they're pushed back down. Usually the outside just doesn't have the grip and traction. It looks like Alessandro just backed out a little bit there.
So Pauli and Puozzi need to start making moves here. They are very much in this train, but they...
It's a big train. 3rd to 15th are in this train.
Puozzi's been so good this season, almost in the wall there. That's going to kill his momentum and any chance of a run on the next lap. Still got 17 minutes to get 3 places. Oh, the huge slide.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
And had he not messed up the... Well, he's going to get past anyway. If he'd not messed up the final corner, he would be even closer there. Would be even easier, but he's pulled it off nonetheless.
I see an argument there. You know when someone goes deep into one, that you don't have to let them back on. Like, you should be entitled to stay left.
Oh, change the lead. Oh, is White going to pull this one off? He's a little bit wider. And Van der Nesse is trying to get back through, but White has pulled it off. What a move from the Audi driver. We saw a similar overtake a few moments ago from Meyer, and White has demonstrated how to do it a second time.
Yeah, I was going to say that a moment ago when we were talking, but I saw Zach's pace picking up. I assume he was just playing it smart when he was P2, but once that gap opened up behind him, he saw a huge gap behind him. He knew he had an opportunity to try something, and if it didn't pay off, he doesn't lose his 2nd place, doesn't risk much. Yeah, Zach can just drop him now.
And now it's whether Van der Nesse can keep behind Meyer because Meyer is catching up a lot. There are no gaps. Basically, the front 15 are basically in a line now together.
Yeah, trains back together now. They went side by side.
Ubatali is the slightly lone 16th place, still only 1.2 seconds behind. Driver ahead.
How How do you think the battling will be on the last lap for that 10th spot? It'll be like Rennsport, right? ESL.
Yeah, yeah, like...
Because you usually only gain 1 position and a few points, but no, I mean, it's worth a ton for the second race.
I think your Tortoise has just got past Delaval as well. He's up to 4th position now. Delaval's actually lost a bunch of time. He is dropping back. He wants to at least outscore Porter. They are teammates, but they are also championship rivals. But Porter's now right on his tail. They've got Jacob Tofts around them as well. The 2 teammates are trying to give each other the draft, but I think they might be both overtaken here if they're not careful, because Tofts has got the inside line. He's going to get at least one of them, and he does. Well, I mean, through all of that, he just stayed ahead of Porter, but that almost feels like a position gain, because that was 2v1.
That was really well done from Tofts, really well done, because they were, you know, playing team games. And hey, Kenny, evening in chat. But yeah, he held himself very well there. Yeah, Delaval is really struggling for race pace. His quality pace looked phenomenal. We know he's a good finisher. He's just lacking something today in race pace, in race trim. Because that gap from Zach and Van der Nesse was pulled out on just lap time alone. Every lap they were just chipping away until the fact he dropped out of draft, and that's when Myers went full send on him. Oh, this is the battle for P10, is it not? Yes.
Rattiani trying to hold on, but Jukea is moving past. Rattiani will try to keep part of his car alongside. Jukea having to leave a little bit of space. The Romanian driving for Zekarul Esports, and Jukea's got it done. He's up to 10th place, but he has lost the draft, so he might be a bit vulnerable the next time up the S's.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not just draft. You do need a really good exit out of 1, which can be tricky in dirt, yeah. It's not the easiest thing. If you take a monster 1x as... Oh, he didn't. Yeah, if you can nail it, but it's not easy. I know we see moves being done, like from Zach and Anders Meyer, but it's you look, there's just not the draft there used to be.
Yeah, he's not gaining anything right now.
So everything has to come together for you to have a shot, and then even then you've got to you got to risk it.
So Puotti got ahead of San Paoli as well. We didn't see that one initially. So he's up to 12th place. So Puotti now with 2 more places to gain. Puotti, by the way, 7.3k. The drivers ahead of him 4.4 and 4.0k.
That's
so
impressive.
He should feel confident that he can get past them. He's got half the race.
I'm just scanning down. Nicola Agard up 10 positions.
Hutchinson now at 14. He's just got past Carl Sketchley.
Oh, yeah.
Good work from Hutchinson, actually. He was another poor qualifying.
Giacomo Corrente just towed, I think. He dropped like a rock and now he's in the pits. So I'm assuming the bus stop claimed him.
Puozzi next to try to get past Rattiani. He needs to get past quick. He's going to stay on the outside, but that gap is inevitably going to close. And he's looking to the inside for the penultimate corner, but there's no point in doing that because it turns out for the outside for the next one. Or he might try to send this. That would be very risky considering the imminent wall on the outside. But he's taken the risk.
He's got it, yeah.
And he's pulled it off.
He's going to lose 2 because of it now. He will lose out to the Audi behind as well.
And all of a sudden, Del Piccolo, 2nd place in the prams. Doesn't seem so far away.
No. But that's nothing against Rattiani. He's done very well. Rattiani. Is that what we agreed?
Yeah, I think so.
Rattiani. Yeah, he's done well. He's 13th now. Only down 1 from qualifying. But he's mixing it with the pros. All pros now look at the top 12. Oh wow.
Dummy. That's not what.
Well, I hope not.
If you pinch someone tight enough on the inside, it's basically impossible for them to carry any speed that way. You need that momentum. That's why the outside line occasionally works, because it's such a short radius corner.
Yeah.
That tight line is, just doesn't work.
So this is Rattiani's problem now. He where people have seen him being overtaken, it's just that mental game.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a send. That's too far, I think, from Gaman, and Rattiani goes off into the wall. I hope he hasn't got rear suspension damage.
Yeah, I didn't even get to finish the sentence. I mean, when you see someone dropping, like people in front of you passing him, you almost get that sense that, oh, I'm I'm next. I'm going to pass you. Move out the way. I watch other people getting past you, and yeah, unfortunately, we saw exactly that play
Oh
out.
no, something's happening again to Bastiani. What a dreadful couple of laps for him. Looked like he might be on pole position. And now he's still in 20th. No, yeah, yes. Well, because Carl Sketchley has had an issue.
Yeah,
Falls down.
perhaps them two things are related. Yeah, Sketchy's just towed.
Bastiani, I don't think had to come back to the pits, so will remain in 20th, boy with a bit of rear damage. So White not pulling away. Now is he going to try to perhaps keep Van der Nesse in the draft in order to not allow Maya past? Do you think that will come into his mind?
No, I don't even know. I don't even think he notices other cars on the track right now. He would just be doing fastest pace he can do every lap, I believe.
Oh, that was a little bit wide for Van der Nesse, it looked like. Almost on the middle of the curb, and managed to keep control of it nicely.
No, yeah, I mean, Zach knows how to win races, that's for sure. We'll be racing with him in the Daytona 24. I'd love to report I won that. That would be brilliant. I'd love
Will
that.
you be second or third? Will you be third split?
No, some of my, I mean, one of my drivers is 3.8k. Yeah, one's 4.3. I'm 5.6. Yeah, Zach's like 6.1 or something. I think we average like high 4. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just doing it as a community thing, really. Like a bunch of guys we've always raced with like, in the past and stuff. So we just
Have you won Daytona 24?
No. No, we probably should have won Petit Le Mans, but our team manager made a strategic error. Me.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. The chatting and forgot to pit.
The chatting and forgot to pit, yeah. Oh well, we got a podium. Yeah, it is what it is. It's tough.
Well, if you need any tips to
Yeah,
win
thank you.
Daytona 24, I'll let you know.
But no, we do it. We honestly do it for fun. Like we all like to just hang out, enjoy it. We don't. Yeah, we prep, but not overly. We don't worry too much about the setup. It's not that we don't care. We do care, but we just like to do them all. And if it comes with the burden of everyone having to feel the pressure, then we wouldn't do it as much.
Definitely.
All right, we've got some more replays for you.
I mean, amazing stuff there from Maya.
Yeah.
It's a shame because that would easily be the best move of the race if it weren't for what happened the next lap from Zach White.
Yeah, that was a good move. It was very assertive, but Zach's was... Delaval didn't back out, but Zach just slotted in front. Oh, God. Yeah, that was well executed.
So Panini,
Oh.
so Chatterton
Oh, we lost Chris.
was involved, and Randazzo as well. 3 drivers. Oakler having just a nightmare, the worst race.
See if we can get that. Ooh, I know this feeling. Boom.
This is Graman.
Yeah.
Apologies, I'm getting confused between Graman and Oakler. It's just that livery isn't having a good time.
Oh, is it 2 different drivers?
Graman and Oakler, yeah.
Oh, really?
Tokyo has got past Seth. Seth is going to try to fight back, but don't fight it too hard, Eric. You could win race 2 off on the front row of the grid, but he wants 8th in this race 1. And I think he's going to take it because he's got the inside line for the final corner. It's not worth the risk, guys. It's for 2nd and 3rd on the grid, but eventually Tokyo manages to pull it off. Amazing work there.
We're seeing a lot of those outside moves in GT3.
And now they're being caught by Tricea, Puozzi, and Sampaoli.
Yeah, fast guys behind. I wouldn't mind seeing that bus stop from Far Chase if our behind the crew team might show me that. The boat clear instant.
Oh,
From like a Far Chase just to see the line. It all happened so quickly.
I still not quite close enough. Nesse is staying in that second place. I think if Mike could get past White, apologies, Van der Nesse, I think he could potentially beat White. I'm trying to think as well, back to the last time we did visit this track last season in GT3 Trophy, and I think Maya may have won one of the races, so he is good on this circuit.
Yeah, I mean, he looks very fast. Tortoise P4, he qualified P4. But yeah, Porter, not a name we've mentioned all race. Qualifying was good, his race has been good, but We don't usually use the word good with Porter, we use the word great.
Yeah.
So that's not criticism, it's just usually we say his name a lot.
I'm going to correct myself about the Maya one. I said that he may have won a race last time when we visited this circuit. In the series, he actually scored 18 points out of 140. He had his worst round of the season.
Oh,
so
I've just
he's
seen
not good on this circuit.
Mark in chat saying P1 on the horizon, mate. He's driving to Daytona with me, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I think he's won a Daytona.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I got called up to like a driver of a pro team with like Rubens and all that. And I then didn't race with Mark. Mark went on to win Daytona 24. So I should have stuck with my first instinct.
Yeah.
Who needs these famous people to drive?
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
Rubens who?
Yeah, I would have rather the trophy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
By the way, this happened at Majors 24 as well. I went to Munich to cover ESL.
Do you think there's a link?
No, it can't be.
Do you think it's something to do with when you drive, you don't win? Or...
No, because I know that seems to be a trend, but it's just got to be a coincidence, I think.
Yeah. Prove us wrong next week.
Will do. I'll come back with a trophy.
My ever closer. We've got 3 minutes of this race to go. I think we've got 2 more laps to go after this one. But this batsing is going to allow White to pull away slightly. Your Tortoise catching up as well behind. Your Tortoise, yeah, about a tenth of a second past that last time round. These 4 definitely faster than Delaval.
Yeah. I've got a trophy on the way after my win with the Sick Kids for Charity thing. Now it's, what can I say? I need to build a trophy cabinet now.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, how many trophies do you need before you build a trophy?
This one, yeah.
Don't you think you'll look a bit empty?
No, this one. I think the trend started, basically.
Oh,
so,
sure.
Yeah, so...
Oh, so it's an investment for the future.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a very expensive one.
A very big one.
Yes. 30. I think 30 is a good start,
30,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if you win Daytona in top split, you do get a trophy. I think it's per driver. I'm not 100% sure. We do have some downstairs.
Apex has got too many. I'll just borrow one of them.
Yeah, we won't notice.
Oh, you've got so many. Trophy room. I do like this track. It's been nice, close racing. Top 4 still in the pack. But then there's a huge train behind. Dalval he's got a bit of a train behind him, but again, he's just not on the back of the rest of the guys. Something today with his race pace. Maybe he picked up a knock at the beginning, a little bit of damage, I'm not sure, but he just hasn't had it. I mean, this race will be the first time he's not finished on the podium, is that right?
Delaval, yeah.
Yeah. And he had the shot. He's down 2 positions from qualifying, and they were both genuine overtakes.
Only good news for him is he is taking points from Porter. Oh, Porter's just gone off the track as well, but he's all right. Let's go to go a little bit wide. But even then, he's only taking a couple points out of Porter. Dare I say as well, Porter might well be the favourite for race 2. Also, Puozzi's got up into 10th place. I don't think we saw that. He's got ahead of Jukea. So Puozzi is now on pole position. He's done a great job. He was 13th a few laps into the race, and he has made up those 3 places to get into 10th.
Our new driver, Arthur Merley, is up 17 positions.
Wow.
Marlon Schwab up 19 positions. Mark Hutchinson up 16.
It's weirdly spread out, actually. The top, like, 17, all within 15 seconds. And then you got Cook 5 seconds back. Another 7 seconds to Agard. You got 10 seconds between Hutchinson and Merle. And so between 18th and 27th, so that's only 10 drivers, you got 30 seconds between them. On average, 3 seconds between each driver. And there hasn't been that many incidents, I feel.
No, not at all. I think if you exclude the green cars, there haven't been any.
So maybe that was his last chance to get past. Remains in third place, just being a... We sort of had this similar sort of race the last time we visited here. I think it was Antonino Samarco, who was our series champion, managed to take the race 1 win. but was under pressure for the entire race, and 2 or 3 drivers had a go at passing him and couldn't do it. And well, credit to White, it took an amazing move for him to take the lead in this race.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do from 10th. Very excited. I'm actually very excited about the second race.
So White, who so far this season is yet to win a race. I think I'm right in saying that. I'm right in saying that myself.
Silverstone.
No, he did
who
win.
won?
He did win at
Is it
Spa,
Silverstone?
obviously. I was thinking he won at
Oh,
Spa.
of
He
course.
didn't win at Spa, but he did win at Spa. So this will be his second race win of the season, and will on his welcome back as well. After missing Magellan, it will be another load of points for the quality control racing driver. It will be 10th on the grid for race 2, but it's P1 in race 1. Ahead of Van der Nesse and Mai. That will be a very happy podium. Your tortoises are in 4th. Delaval holds on to 5th place. Championship leader Porter in 7th. Pole sitter finishing 10th in this race will be Alessandro Puotti, who may well be the favourite going into race 2. Top of the Pro-Am drivers was Andrea Del Piccolo, and top of the Am drivers, Jonathan Cook, in 18th place overall.
Yeah, mega result. And I called it. Zach for the win.
Yeah?
I mean, this is going to be really a battle. I'm very excited to see who can come out on top for this race, because, I mean, anyone in that top 10 knows how to win a race.
For sure, you're absolutely right.
And the order they're in is going to create some brilliant racing. Maybe Porter can, I don't know, maybe Porter can make it work in the second race. They've all got a bit more experience now. Some are a bit more sweaty than the others.
And they'll have an extra 5 minutes as well to get the job done. But whilst we go to this slight pause between the races, we might take a quick break and yeah, be back for the race 2 grid in a few minutes' time. Welcome back to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. It was a fantastic race 1 victory for Zach White that we just saw. And as we have a little bit of a break now before we get into race 2, but let's have a quick reminder of the results. We won't go through the entire thing, but there was Zach White at the top ahead of Van der Nesse and Maya, Del Piccolo, Hooper and Ubertali, the top 3 in the Pro-Ams. Impressive there from Del Piccolo, because I think he only started about 5th in the Pro-Ams. And Jonathan Cook being able to win out in the amateur drivers, and a good points haul for him.
Yeah, mega race. Very excited for the second one.
It will be very, very good across top 10 inverted round. And like we said, really any of those top 10 could potentially take a race win. But we will just also give a shout out to a new Apex Racing League series which is starting, the Apex Racing Academy Formula 4 Championship. And you can see, if you go to the web address, apexracingleague.com, you can sign up. 10-round championship, Formula 4 cars, Saturday evenings, using our elimination heats format, where we've got the 2 heats into the B final, into the A final, drivers progressing through each of the races. It's usually very good. And the F4 car as well, one of the most entertaining to drive on all of iRacing. So yeah, do check out apexracingleague.com in order to sign up.
So it's not full?
It's not full yet, no. It's still got 3 more weeks to sign up.
Is it fixed sets or open?
It is open sets.
I want to get into the Formula 4, but I just don't trust the officials. No.
I think you're right. That's why we do a league. So
Yeah, so I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Because yeah, the officials are fairly crazy.
It seems mental. When I watch them, it's like they only care about being ahead at the next corner. That is their long-term plans for the entire race. I want to be in front of you at this corner, even though we had a nice breakaway, we're chasing down the leader, like this is good. No, I want to be ahead at the next corner.
I remember doing a VIR race in F4 because VIR is just a great circuit, so I thought I'd jump in, do about 5 minutes of practice. was like a second and a half off in qualifying. Like, I'm absolutely rubbish. I think I was second and a half in qualifying. Pretty slow throughout the race. Had a couple of spins, had a bit of contact, finished 10 seconds off the lead. So, because everyone crashed. If I was half decent, I would have won by 10 seconds because everyone else just crashes.
One of my biggest iRating drops I've ever had was when I thought, oh, F4's fun. I've been practicing. I'm quick. I'll give this a go for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. I rock up to the first one, Road America. I'm like, brilliant. I put it on pole 3 races in a row. I didn't even get a look in and finishing.
Sure, yeah.
Road America was a dumb track to do F4. They're all long straights.
Yeah.
3 wide into every corner. I'm on the radio like, guys, come on. Like, why are we 15th, 16th, 17th? Like,
and I guess in single seaters you can't bump jobs either.
Well,
Really.
some people try.
People just go for moves.
Yeah.
There's no sort of patience. There's no element of that. So yeah, join a league and it should be by quality apexracingleague.com for that. The drivers are about to start gridding up for race 2, and well, we have a pretty good idea of who's at the top because it is a inverted top 10. So it is Alessandro Puotti, 3rd place in the championship going into tonight. He could get his first race win in Apex Racing League history. He's up ahead of Eric Roseth, who was runner-up, of course, last time at Mugello. Tokyo in 3rd. Porto, championship leader, lines up in 4th, arguably the favourite. It's Toffs, Delaval, Yatortis, Meyer, and Nesse, and White. The rest of the order are the same as where they finished in race 1. Who would you say is winning this race? Like, who if you had to put money on someone?
if I have to put money on someone, I am going to put it on...
Because I'd go Puozzi. I think Puozzi's going to win this race. I think from pole position, it's tricky to overtake.
Yeah, I mean, he did look... He had big gains, didn't he?
And I think the drivers who have a significant pace advantage over him are all too far back. They're going to have to make their way through other drivers.
Yeah, I mean, Maya and Zach are ones to watch. I mean, especially Maya. Well, they both show they know how to get a job done over here. But we saw what happens when Maya's caught behind someone who has draft that's quick. You just can't get anything done. No, I'm going to go Alessandro Torchio.
Interesting.
Yes. Nothing to do with him driving a Porsche or anything.
Yes. We'll see if that works.
that's the extent of my knowledge. No. Oh, Robert's in chat. Me and bus stops are no friend. Good luck for this race, Robert.
So Puozzi this time controlling the order. And last time we saw Van Nesse go, well, left quite a big gap to the pace car. And then went quite early. And then it was a tricky start for P2. So if Seth can keep that P2 place, he will have done a good job. Just holding back a bit, Puozzi once again leaving a big gap just as Van Nesse did last time. Still holds him. Now he is on the throttle and race 2 of the evening is underway. Half an hour for Puozzi to hold on to the race lead. Roseth still in 2nd place, but Tokyo's looking racy. Also, Meyer as well trying to make his way on the outside. Surely it's going to be contact. No, Meyer makes his way through with an arcing line, and he's up 4 places already. He's gone up half the order that he needed to. The BMW with the perfect start already as Puozzi leads by 6/10.
Yeah, I saw off the line him get a nice jump there. He actually...
instant back.
Yeah,
Rattiani
and Roderick and...
As is...
I think we've lost 4.
As Toff's trying to make up some pace as well. He's a little bit offline.
That's a slow down.
Yeah. And that will be horrendous on that point for Jacob Toffs.
Yeah, I mean, you can try and serve it down the inside here and say you're offline. It doesn't look like he's got one. Or he's somehow got it already served. Yeah, I think we lost 5. I think we lost 6 in total. So we have to see what happened. I assume someone lost it and everyone was collected. Alessandro Porta is up 1. But yeah, Maya's up 4. Oh, we just lost Toffs.
Oh, yeah, Toffs and Graman. Oh, it's another instant for Graman at that same corner. And now there's more contact as well. The drivers were absolutely piling on in. And now the others are trying to take evasive action as well.
But I'm not sure why Toffs isn't towing. Like...
Toe. No.
I don't understand.
He should have towed.
Yeah, should have towed the first time. I don't know. Perhaps his toe button's broken, but yeah, he was just sat there. Well, I don't know. We saw the tail end of that instant, but I mean, he got hit when I mentioned he should tow. So yeah, we'll see what caused that.
So Puozzi leading. Del Piccolo still leader of the Pro-Ams. Cook still leader of the Ams. In terms of the leaders, no changes, but there have been plenty of other changes. Goman back into the pits. He picked up too much damage from that incident. Ritson and Mola have collided further down the order. But, and actually it's side by side as well for the lead of the amateur drivers. Only marginally ahead of Agard, but is still ahead. These two have been glued together for the entire evening.
Yeah, Toffs is in chat, and we were correct. Keyboard is not working. Yeah.
Ooh, around the outside, another outside move for Porter, and he can't get it done. So that was Meyer, apologies. Meyer was making up that move. He's up to 3rd place now. Is Anders Meyer. He's up 5 places from his race start. Now Torquio is trying to get back one of the places that he lost on the first lap. But Meyer's doing everything he needs to win this race. He's got his teammates up ahead of him. So really, he's only got one more car to overtake.
Yeah, indeed. Shame to see what happened, Toffs. Unlucky, mate. We'll get a replay of what happened. We didn't actually see.
Oh, someone so behind. That was Torquio with an awful exit.
Yeah, it looks like Zach's hunting.
He's got nowhere to go.
Let's see. No, Zach's backing out by the looks of it. Or just wanting to follow the Porsche. Oops, is it going to pay off?
Oh, Delaval's done well there. It was Torquio's mistake initially, and Delaval's taken full advantage of it. They've lost about 1.5 seconds with this battle. They've now got Chuker close. Yutor's actually had a poor start. Yutor's done 2 places. Bandinese done 1 places because, yeah, Chuker's had an amazing start. 3 places. Oh, Bandinese's just lost out to San Paoli as well. And he's lost another place, and that's why he's in the wall.
Yeah, that's why he's losing positions.
Oh, he's done well to cut across. He's got some damage.
Some turn. Jason in chat saying he was watching Chadden's POV on the first lap, and it was a thing of beauty. So I assume he carved his way through the incidents. Meyer is definitely the one to watch. He was very fast, very clinical in race 1. He's up 5 positions in P3 and in the draft of Eric in front.
Will Eric let him pass? Eric was so good last time out, and Majee's just at the fastest lap of the race. The teammates have got to decide who's got a better chance at passing Portier. I guess Vasseth will have first dibs, but if he can't get this done, Vasseth, he's got to let his teammate go.
Yeah, team orders. We shall see. Vasseth looked fast in the first race, it just didn't all come together. Whereas his teammate looked very, very clinical. So Zach up 3, Alessandro Torchio down 3, Dalval up 1.
Some big changes further down. Van Grieken up 26. He's at 23, so 4%.
Flemmer's had a problem. He lost 3 or 4 positions. Oh no, he's still dropping, so maybe he hasn't quite recovered yet.
Yeah,
he's still dropping.
So top 4 with a slight breakaway. Again, it could be, well, Dalval is so consistent. It's always just a case that he is always 3rd, and then tonight he's always been 5th. Finished 5th in race 1 with a Q behind him. He's currently running 5th in this race with a Q behind him. But he's got Torquio, who I think he is faster than behind, which is quite a good place to be. But White might struggle to get past it. He's got a driver who I think he's much faster than Torquio, but with Torquio with the draft, it might require another piece of genius from White that we saw in race 1 to gain a place again.
What's the off-track limit per race?
20.
Ah, damn it. It's 1 a lap. They can just take T1 a lap. That's what I would do. It gives you like a kph boost. Able to follow so close.
Still Del Piccolo top of the Pro-Ams. And Hooper second place at the Pro-Ams. This is Chatterton versus Hutchinson. Hutchinson has had a really good night. He was up about 15 places in race 1, and he's now up another 3 places. So you think from the start of race 1 to the end of race 2, he's up about 20 places. However, Chris Chatterton's up 20 places in this race alone. He started 38. He's now up into 18.
Hear me out. Or poor qualifying.
Or poor qualifying. Or for Hutchinson.
Yeah, if he's up 15 positions.
I don't know. I mean, he was barely in the top 30 last time out in Mugello as well.
Yeah, but that did seem to be a red herring, that one, for him.
Yeah. He's having to go defensive against Chatterton, who is a pro driver, was 8/10 faster on that last lap. I'm not sure if this one's worth fighting for Mark, honestly. With 23 minutes to go, I doubt he'll keep the throw behind the whole race.
Eversandy, can he hold? Yeah, like I say, holding the outside there is usually very tricky. There's just no traction.
Shout out, by the way, to VRS. We did show one of their trailers earlier on, and VRS riding their hardware, their wheelbase, their wheel rim, and their pedals as well. And you can go to apexracingsim.com in order to order your VRS equipment, which of course is used by the ESL R1 competition. It's used by several sim racing teams such as Kalandu and Apex Racing Team, of course. So do check out apexracingsim.com in order to get yourself a set. And of course, if you want to visit the Apex Racing Sim Centre in Corby in the UK, you are very much welcome to. And there you can try out their VRS equipment and yeah, ride some yourself. Pirotti under huge pressure. He's got two teammates right behind him. Porto as well is quick in 4th position. This is a long 22 minutes coming up for the 07 racing driver.
Yeah, indeed. All right, we've got some replays to show. This is the start.
I mean, look at Maya. So Maya doesn't gain anything on the start, and then he just goes around the outside of everyone.
Yeah, yeah, he just commits to it.
I mean, basically what White did in race 1.
Yeah, it does make sense. It's the safest of the lines as well, because you know you're going to be driving off into an area where there's no one there.
Oh no, but
that wasn't
a good day for Delatraz Automotive.
That was not both his fault.
Oh, Rattiani was put off.
Yeah. Oh no.
And then everyone trying to get past. Some drivers slowing down more than others. Most drivers did well there.
Oh, that is so unlucky for
the other
Tops.
Delatraz car involved.
Oh my God! Did nobody see the yellow for Tops? And he can't tow either.
I mean, so Randazzo is blindsided there, but as you say, there is a yellow flag. He should be half dots all there, knowing that there could be a car sat on the racing line. Pirotti still holding off the Racing Lab drivers, but yeah, like race 1, that we had a collision at the start. Drivers did a really good job at lifting off. Race 2,
yeah, no, that was very.
Some guys were a bit more taking risks.
Yeah, I mean, you could see there was smoke. There was at least 2 or 3 people either slow or sideways, and then you had people coming at 250 kph. That blindsided accident, though, that was brilliant. I love that when the car in front of you just jolts out of the way and all you see is a stopped Porsche. Oh. I don't know if I'd have time to make that a tactic, knowing that they're right on my bumper. If I move out the way at the last minute.
Well, of course, that was a big thing back in. There was a huge Super GT crash at Fuji a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like the leader comes across a back marker, pulls out at the last moment, and the other guy just smashes into them at 200 miles an hour. Launches into the wall, and a lot of condemnation from, I think the guy who sort of tripped the guy behind him, I think may have got like a race ban, maybe a fine.
I get it, like the health and safety. I do get what happened, but obviously in a race, I
think that's unsafe driving at that point. Like, you know, because like,
yeah, no, I get
the
it,
driver ahead was literally going like half the speed.
Yeah, no,
so
I understand.
You know that they're going to crash if you're doing that.
It's tough because these drivers, all they know is to win, like, and do anything.
If someone did that in the sim, I honestly don't know what the penalty would be. Like, because obviously there's no health.
Yeah.
No one's going to get hurt.
No, that's it. I mean, I don't want to see people hurt, but yeah, it is what it is. I had it happen to me, well, not on a racetrack, but coming down the motorway back when I lived here the first time round. I was just driving along, and the guy in front of me swerved out the way, and I drove straight over, and someone's whole exhaust system had come off their car. And my car just hit it. It felt like I launched up in the air. And then I was dragging parts of it underneath my car until I careered off on the side. No damage, well, some damage to the underside, but I didn't get involved in a crash. So I know the feeling. I don't think the guy in front of me was doing it to gain advantage on lap time, though. I think he saw it at the last minute. you think Porter's going to be able to hold them off?
No. Well, no. I think Puozzi isn't going to hold them off. I think
For the win.
Rousset will win this race.
Oh, you think Rousseff's going to win?
I think Rousset will pass Puozzi, Maya will get past Puozzi, and then Maya will fend off Porter and Puozzi in order to help his teammate. But Rousset's got to do the business, and really so far, and whilst at Watkins Glen you can overtake at different corners. Turn 1 is a small chance, but you're also talking about the toe and the heel, maybe even the third to final corner as well you could overtake. We haven't seen any overtakes there. It's all been the inner loop so far this evening, and the only way to get past at the inner loop is taking a risk at going on the outside. So Rousset's going to have to play a risk basically if he's going to win this race. Again, he's within a 10th, but not close enough. If he's within 3/10 coming out of turn 1, he's got a great chance.
Yeah, for sure.
Still, Delpic though, leading the Pro-Ams. He has had Hooper behind him the whole night. Whilst this is 2 different races, for a lot of the drivers, it does feel just like it's one extended race. A bit like the old F1 sprint, where it's just a continuation, basically, of the same race. And for these top Pro-Am drivers, it is absolutely that case. They've done well to both get past Sampaoli so far. Still got Upatali and Caserta and Agard not too far behind. But this would be a mega move for Hooper for him to get past. He has got his nose ahead, and they will thunder down into the heel. 13 minutes into the race, and Hooper has now got past. And there's going to be a change between the teammates as well. Sampaoli moving back past his teammate Del Piccolo.
I think Zach is to watch. Again, Dalval he's lost draft. He's lost draft to Porter. I think they're teammates, right? Yeah, he's lost draft to him.
And of course, White got past Tokyo. I don't think we saw that, but yeah, White has got up to 6th place.
Yeah, and he's all over the back of Dalval, and Dalval has no draft, so he's gonna get this done in a few laps. Strange, Dalval did qualify well. We know he finished well. This is just not his favourite track, that's for sure. Because his race pace average has been a little off compared to his performances.
Yeah, he needs the top 4 to start battling the game in order to have any chance at a 5th podium of the season. Van Horn has dropped down. I think that's an instant down turn 1. That's a shame. He was having a good run, was Bobbert.
Yeah, shame. I think the bus stop ate him in the first. We'll have to see what happened there. I'm trying to think what could have happened. Just an Audi spin into 1, carried too much speed, I suppose. But you can take the off track, so
Could have been contact, maybe.
Oh, it could have been.
He was close to others.
That was 3 different lines into the bus stop there.
So Cook at the front of this. Oh, so Agard's actually leader of the AM drivers. I think we were certainly seeing them battle earlier on. But Agard's way ahead. There must have been an issue for Cook to be that far behind now. Although Agard was just 0.8 of a second faster that last time out, so maybe he's just in a different league. Agard taking the mantle for the most map A's in a surname. most pure numbers and percentage-wise across the entire name. And he's also now leader of the A's.
So you know that YouTube comment we had earlier? Was watching Chris Jadden's POV, and the first lap was a thing of beauty. He is up 22 positions.
Yep.
22.
And yeah, he gained... as Rosetta's hit the wall, and Maya moves past. So Maya now gets the opportunity to make a move. So basically, Rosetta's had the first half of the race, and now Maya gets the second half of the race.
Yeah, and Maya's going to get this done.
What do you think? You're confident?
Yeah.
At the bus stop or somewhere else?
At the bus stop, there's nowhere else, yeah. T1's just not possible. At the top end, like when they're this fast, yeah, it's just not possible.
I don't think Protti's going to land fast. I think we're far enough into the race now where I think Protti will just put it all on the line. He doesn't care that much about the championship. I think Protti is 3rd place in the championship, but a while behind the title leaders. I think he's fought so hard for that 10th place in race 1. Remember, had to gain 3 places in order to get there. Yeah. I think he's either going to win this race, Protti, or crash.
Fun fact for you: the driver who started last this race, Amrik van Grieken,
Yep.
49th he started. He is in 19th. He is up 30 positions. Yes, 30. 3-0.
He was 3 seconds faster than Jonathan Cook that last time around as well, so he's going to be up another soon.
30 positions.
Well, we used to broadcast a championship called the BSR TC, and that had like 20, I think one iteration of it may have been 4 races in an evening, and it was, sometimes you had like a full reverse grid, and you did have guys like, you know, Ash Stutson was a common driver, Seb Job did some races, Alex Simpson as well, some races, and those guys would sometimes be up from 55th on the grid up into the podium places. But this series is giving that a rival at the moment. Utortus past Duquet, good work. Duquet overtook him on the first lap, and Utortus returns the favour.
Yeah, Zach not looking like getting it done. Maya, we'll see. I think Zach, Maya, what else we've got going on? Sampoli. Could get some bits done. Grieken, oh, he's up to 31, looking to get 32 soon. 31 positions.
Yeah, he's going to be past her, isn't he?
Absolutely cooking. We need to check that setup.
So yeah, he got past Cook in the last lap. Cook is really struggling in this race. I think that's in a different postcode now.
I feel like Van Grieken had to pull out there to cool his engine.
Oh, this is risky. Don't lose all the 31. Well, he can't lose all the 31. He's going to gain places in this race no matter what happens. Race for the leads. Contact, and Meyer does take the lead. And I did say Puozzi was either going to win this race or crash. And now the driver's trying to take evasive action. That wasn't good there from Puozzi. I realise he doesn't have full control, but he could have done a bit better there. I think that was Torquio who got a bit of damage from that one. But Meyer leads, Rousset second, and it will be tricky to break the Racing Lab esports stranglehold on this event now. Rousset's crashed though, from second place. Yeah, everything was going his way, and now it's Dalaval back into his customary third.
You can't turn around from there. He should reverse.
I think there's a gap coming up there. He's got 6 seconds to turn
6
now.
is not enough. Let's see.
I think he turned off his TC. That was good.
I usually just make a critique early. I'm gonna say that was Meyer's fault, unfortunately. I've been rooting for Meyer for the win.
I think so, yeah.
But he just piled on the throttle. And yeah, you're allowed to pump draft, but not on a
You got to
full
wait
corner.
for the driver ahead to accelerate.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Unless he did lose it a little bit, like the Audi in front. If there's any sign of rear slip or something.
I think there was some rear slip.
Okay.
As Dalaval. What's happened to Porter? Porter's going really slow. He lost a bit of time in the last lap, and now he's going...
Didn't he have the contact with
I don't think that was Porter. I think that was Torquio who made contact.
yeah, it was a Porsche, you're right. It was a Porsche that made contact, yeah.
That can't be a slowdown though. Maybe when Rousset spun ahead, maybe Porter collided.
Sorry, I've just seen how... Anyway, I'll wait for the replay. Yeah, it's all to play for now. Zach's in a podium position and got draft on Dalaval, and Dalaval has no draft in front of him, so let's see. Yeah, we'll look at the Meyer incident, and we'll look at the Rosseth. What was his name?
Rosseth. And of course, whilst this is the finishing order at the moment, if Meyer gets a penalty, that could be a time penalty, and that might put him behind. So this battle for second place between Dalaval and Zach White might be for the race win.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, if the guy in front of you slides his rears, then sometimes it is difficult because you're throttling.
So I think he did slide, but only because there was contact before that. I think going through the corner, I think Rousset was making contact on the outside, caused the leader to slide a little bit, and then because he slid, Rousset went into the back of him. That's from what I could see. Okay. We'll get a proper replay of it in a few moments' time. Hutchinson getting overtaken by Van Grieken, taking a little bit of a while for Van Grieken. Hutchinson's put up a better fight than most other drivers.
Up 32.
But he has finally done it. As here comes White. He's tried the same move, but it hasn't worked.
No, and now he's going to have to hold off Porter.
Who is back up to racing speed. Not
Yes.
sure what's going on with him, but and Del Piccolo has lost a bit of time as well on this lap. I think he's just lost out to Sampaoli and Porti.
All right, replays for you. Let's have a look. Carianti with a mirror of race 1, the exact same. Okay, that's where Rasov lost P2. His teammate passed him, we saw.
So I think there's a bit of contact here,
Yeah.
and then he gets off the throttle because of it.
Let's see. Bit of
He doesn't get off the throttle. I mean, I think that's Russell's fault. Oh, sorry, Myers' fault.
Sorry, this is the one I saw at the side. Yeah, so that's just an NDM spin, teammates hitting, and unfortunately with the iRacing contact system, it's the, you would think obviously it's the car in front if you hit the rear, but iRacing has it upside down. Great avoiding though.
Still didn't know what was going on with... You know what, actually? When we looked at Porter on that lap, he went really wide at turn 1. Can you go so wide at turn 1 that you pick up a slowdown?
There is a slowdown out there. It's quite far.
I think Porter went wide enough to pick... Oh, this could be a move as well.
Yeah, it's not far as in, like we talked about, it's not how far out to the left you go, it's how long you carry it. There's a certain point you have to go back. Yeah, Zach's got a great run here. Well, I say a great run, he's actually too fast because he's got no draft. So he's having to do this just with, wow, look at that.
Oh, look at that. I mean, that's a lot of straight line speed. Delaval's going to stay alongside. White gets it done. Another brilliant move on the outside of the bus stop.
Zach even used any curb there. Very nice done. He can just tuck in on the left now, prevent any overtake. Oh no, he's confident. He opens it up.
Oh, nearly into the back goes Delaval. That wasn't deliberate. He just outbraked himself slightly. And now he's got his teammate and championship rival sat right underneath him. Will Porter make the move? No, he's waiting behind. So, I mean, White's not going to catch 3.8 seconds, is he? It would take a mistake from Meyer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about that Meyer incident. I would need to go over it 10, 15 times. It's close to a racing incident. It's tough.
Porter has just gone past Delaval. You let him past?
Let him past.
And now, Tokyo and your tortoises are back with these guys. Duquet having an amazing round. Up in 7th. Is also in this chain. 3rd down to 7th, all with one another.
And outside that 7th and 8th is Michael Hooper, our Pro-Am leader. Well above the other Pro-Am drivers. Del Piccolo, what, 4 seconds behind Hooper there, so looking very good for him. Nicola Agard up 5 positions, 14th, leading out Ham. Very good for him.
Great work from Carl Sketchley. He had some problems in race 1, but he's now 26 places. Yeah. Just got past Jonathan Cook. Avancini the next to get past Cook, who doesn't just feel like he's been overtaken this entire race, but he started very high up. So it's still very good points for Cook, who I think entered this round as championship leader. I need to check that now, actually.
Alessandro Torchio is... I just saw him drop in. He's proper dead. I think he must have caught the curveball.
He's still going.
Fine. No, he's not fine.
He doesn't need to pit either. Oh, no.
Yeah, he was not fine. You can't be on the racing line travelling at 3/4 speed. That's the problem. I think he only had 3 tyres. I don't think one of the wheels was spinning. You wouldn't hit the wall Beyblade and think, I'll just go. I'm fine. I'm fine. So what? It was a concrete wall. iRacing's really lenient with its damage model.
When you crash...
I don't know what you... Crash? No, I don't know what you mean, man.
That doesn't enter your vocabulary.
No, if I crash, yes, carry on.
If you were, for one day, going to crash, how would you say you are in reaction to it? Because would you say it's instant? Because I think when I crash, I straight away try to think of like a solution, and I almost tell myself, oh, it's not too bad, Sam. Hey, you got 3 tyres missing, but it's not too bad, and continue on. Whereas I think other people get really annoyed straight away, but the annoyance for me takes about 10 seconds to set in.
Yeah, I mean, no, I always look at how I can recover. Is there a way of recovering some points in this? I don't just ever quit. I've never alt F4'd. I've never just towed without a black flag. I'm pretty proud of myself for never doing any of that. So I'd always try. I'd look, if it's less than 3 laps to the end, maybe I can finish or come into the pits. But if the pits tells me 8 minutes or something, then yeah, I'm off. But no, yeah, I'm always thinking long and about the number that rules us all.
Yes. Hutchinson is the next victim for Cask. Actually, Cook is coming back at these guys now, actually. Had lost places to them earlier on in the race, but is trying to get back one of the positions, but he can't do anything there. They're all taking completely different lines to the bus stop, and somehow none of them bin it. They've got Avanzini right behind Merle as well. Piazzese catching up to these drivers. Hutchinson's a little bit slow again, and Sketchley is trying to get past. Hutchinson has been defending very hard in this race. I'll be impressed if he gets to the end of the race, because he has made some enemies in this one.
I've watched Mark drive every race, and he looks like a great driver, but his line in the bus stop makes me very frightened. I do not like that. I say more is better. He takes it to the opposite extreme.
Sure.
And you saw the way his front kicked left and right. No, thank you. I'm not doing that every lap. I'd rather think, oh, I almost took off my wing mirror.
Oh, he's nearly left himself vulnerable there. Hutchinson really slow on the apex.
Stegard Living asking if Agard's leading the AM. He is indeed by a
or
sizable
leading the YAM championship.
Oh, I'd have to look.
I think he is, because we haven't got Atanasov around tonight, do we? He was leader of the championship. Cook was third place, and did win race 1. So dare I say, after race 1, may have been Cook at the top of the championship. But yeah, I do believe Agard would now be top. There are some drivers that we just haven't really seen tonight because of incidents for them.
Oh, Sketchley's dropping. No, he's okay, just a position. I think him and...
Still can't get past. No, he dips in again.
Let's see.
Oh, Mark's leaving himself a bit vulnerable on the inside. That BMW, he's got some good grunt.
It has.
I mean, you compare that to how we saw Zach get past Dalaval earlier on. Like, he pulled out, but just with the side jumps, was able to pull ahead. You see that time for Sketchley pulls out and just goes nowhere.
Yeah, obviously T1 is important as well, and how you get your traction down. It always seems like it's just top speed, but and T1 in Watkins, when you're like I said, I got him top split sim cup, it looked like they were running -20 wing. You're thinking like, how are they so quick? And it's not just that their cars slick in a straight line, they're also really good drivers. They carried more in one, their traction was better.
One more lap. Some drivers were saying on the before the race in Discord, I hope I don't mess up the fuel, because obviously they don't have a pit stop here to kind of save them.
Oh, and they're probably used to either officials or max fuel.
You've only made the extra lap by 15 seconds, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone's spluttering in this last lap.
Yes, good point. I remember the first time I ever did Porsche Cup, that was the first time it was almost like, hold on, what do you mean, like, I just pick, like, you don't, in GT3s you max out the fuel, you know, there was no limit, like, you can just run what you want.
It is, I mean, this fight might change. You're trying to get past your torts, but I think the most likely exchange is still the Hutchinson, Cook, Avanzini pack, who are going up the S's for the final time now.
Let's see. Yeah, you can definitely send it on the right. He has got a good run, and the Audi's quick. I don't know. He has draft in front. He's going to have to dive down the inside. And
that's the furthest. Well, so Cook. Oh, so Sketchley lost places there. So I thought Sketchley was, of course, Sketchley was behind Hutchinson, but he lost 2 places at the end of that lap. Out in the leads, provisionally, I think he'll be under review, Anders Meyer, or an incident that happened midway through the race. But you cannot deny he has had amazing pace.
Oh, for sure.
Look forward to seeing what he can produce for the rest of the season. It was a delayed start for him this season, but he has made an impact on his return, and it is Anders Meyer in the BMW taking the race to win. Zach White rounds off an amazing day, brings himself back into championship contention really, with a 2nd place in race 2 and a 1st place in race 1. Porter finishes in 3rd, takes off a couple of points from Dalaval. They pretty much end up tonight with the same number of points. Top of the Pro-Ams was Michael Hooper, and top of the Avs, Nikolai Agard by a comfortable margin.
So 1 and 2 in both races were the same, right? Just the other way around. Maya was second. Zach won, Maya second.
Maya was 4th in
Oh, I thought Maya got P2.
sorry, in race 1.
Who was P2 in race 1?
2, as Hutchinson holds on. P2 was...
I must be mad. I thought it was Maya.
No, Maya started 8th place in this race.
Ah.
So, but I cannot recall who finished P2. I think they finished quite low down. Tokyo started 3rd in this race. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, amazing work. Oh, Rosseth started P2.
Ah,
No. Well, I'm losing my mind, basically. But, yeah. Maya won the race, we think.
He did, yeah.
But across the line, at least. That's what matters. Yeah, just a really good performance. And, you know, slightly odd round for Porter, it felt like. Do you think his pace was as strong tonight as we've seen in previous rounds, and it was just down to qualifying, that he couldn't do much with it, and he was just in the pack? Or do you think he genuinely was lacking some race pace tonight?
Maybe it's just the Ferrari. I'm not sure, because Porter, Dalaval, you know, these are a lot of Ferrari drivers. I'm not sure. Porter definitely didn't have that extra that he's had at every race, where it didn't matter if he nailed his quali. He could push, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It did look tougher for him. This looked like his toughest round.
How do you reckon the Ferrari will manage at Daytona next time out?
Are you using the bot?
No.
It's not a great car. Your bests are the Porsche and the Mercedes, but they're not the easiest. And then the Audi and Lambo are great picks because they're pretty easy as well. But in the Ferrari's not really no. And the BMW's solid as well, very quick. But Ferrari, one of the worst cars at Daytona.
Yeah, so he might well struggle, which is good for us. We want to see Porter challenge because the championship lead is already built. Is looking tricky to surmount. Let's have a look at the final results then for race 2 of the evening. I had 3.6 seconds ahead in the end, but that does not tell half the story. White's doing so well, up 8 places was Zach White. Porter, Dalaval, Yatortas, Drucker, Hooper. Great work again from Hooper. I mean, he came into this round leader of the championship, and he's going to have a bit of a gap now. Del Piccolo pushed him hard for much of the day, but ended up a fair bit behind in race 2. Upatali had good pace, and of course Agard was easily the fastest of the amateur drivers, well ahead of Cook in the end in that race 2 of the evening. And the rest of the drivers will cycle through for you. We will hopefully get a couple of interviews with drivers. And we do, actually. So, I'll let you have first dibs, actually, David. Who would you like to have a chat with first?
Who we got there? Waiting area 2. I'm going to grab Zach. Is that bias?
I mean, he won potentially both races, but at least one race, so I think it's fair.
It's fair. Let's go. Hey, Zach. How you doing, mate? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
Obviously, congratulations on race 1. That looked like quite an epic overtake. Talk me through it, because it was outside, right? You chose to take on the outside. Was you nervous?
Oh yeah. I gotta have a lot of faith in the guys on the inside to pull that off, because if he hits that wrong, then he's gonna go straight into me. So
yeah,
very happy that it wasn't that way.
And race 2, obviously, you knew the guys in front of you. I mean, you know pretty much all of them quite well now on their racetrack performance. You knew it wasn't going to be a simple walk to P2, P1, that sort of position. But how did it feel? Was it just mistakes, or was you able to extract something that it wasn't?
Well, towards the start, I thought I was being a little held up. And then, that's when the crashes started happening, and the free spots pretty much just started rolling in, and it's pretty much just free spots when you can get them, and I did have decent pace towards the end, so pretty happy with it.
Yeah, the Audi looked good. It looks strong in a straight line. Is that true? It looked strong. Or maybe the Bimmer as well, but the Audi and Bimmer looked pretty rapid.
Yeah, I think a lot of the straight line speed depended on how you came off turn 1. Because, yeah, if you take that off track and you run real wide, then you can gain an extra 5 to 10 k's an hour.
Oof. No, it looks great, mate. You did brilliant. That's massive for the championship, right? You got P1 and a P2. I imagine that's going to help you climb. But I think you had 1 week you missed, right? So that's going to be a good drop week considering the rest of your performances.
Yeah, I was at the Speedway, so I'm pretty happy that I could actually turn up for this round and actually get some decent points on the board.
Excellent, mate. All right, let's carry this to Daytona 24, yeah?
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Excellent, Zach. Congratulations, mate. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the championship.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. All right, your choice, Sam.
Mute my mic. Next up, so I'm going to be weird and actually not drag up our race winner from race 2 because I want to have a chat with our proper race 2 winner, Michael Hooper, who won in the Pro-Ams in race 2 and a very strong race 1 as well. Michael, congratulations, man. A lot of points scored today.
Hello, thank you. Yes, I had a very good time and I'm a sweaty man now. There was some racing action for the first 8 laps in the second race. You can probably print a book how to race against 2 teammates. That was really a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a good race. Both races were okay. Lost a bit out on the start, but yeah, fought it back and just watched people around me spin, go off. So yeah, good times.
Yeah, it seemed really good because it seemed like you and Del Piccolo had a fantastic battle throughout race 1. It seemed like you were glued to one another, but race 2 you were able to actually pull away. Like you ended up 5 or 6 seconds ahead. I mean, how were you able to pull away from the other pro-ams so impressively in race 2?
I think in part it was because I was gonna save that for the shout out, but I'm gonna say it now. Thanks to Alejandro Sanchez from Apex Racing Academy, who provided the setup for this week, IMSA, and that was pretty much the perfect setup for me. And I guess, yeah, that little bit of edge over the others was in part due to the setup. So yeah, thank you very much.
It's good that we're not the only ones doing the Academy promotion, so it's good that the drivers are helping us out on that one. We head to Daytona next week. Are you racing in the 24 hours, and how do you feel about the track?
Yeah, we will probably field around 3 or 4 teams. I think at the moment it's 3 teams for Bear Pop. I really like Daytona. It's a track where you can really focus on the infield and then relax a bit, so it's not just constantly stressing out about the faster class. I'm probably gonna be in a GT3 as well. Yeah, it looks like from the initial BOP, iRacing knows where the issues are for the GT3 cars, so I'm looking forward for a nice 24 hours.
Nice one. Well, we wish you the best of luck for that 24 hours. We wish you the best of luck as well for the 75-minute race for the next round of the championship as well. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to besides Alessandro, of course?
Yeah. First of all, to my teammates from Bear Pop, I hope we all have a good time at Daytona. And special thanks to Carl Sketchley, my teammate in this league, who had a bit of a bad luck, but never gave up in race 2, and I think made up like 25 places in the end. So yeah, shout out to him for sticking with it.
Definitely, it was a really good drive from Corby. We had a lot of cameras on him in that race 2, but congratulations, Michael, on the wins tonight, and of course the championship lead that you've built as well. And yeah, see you next week.
Yep. See you. Good night.
Michael Hooper there, 7th place in race 2. Who do you want to drag up next, David?
I'm seeing the names. Remind me of where they finished.
Anders finished, well, P1 in race 2. Andrea Del Piccolo, I want to say P2 in Pro-Am in race 1 and race 2.
Oh, Andrew Myers, yeah? Myers was the BMW driver.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take him. Let's go. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. congratulations, brilliantly drove. How did it go? Talk me through the first race, because it looked very tight. It looked very competitive.
Yeah, the first race was a really hard race. I tried my best to not do any mistake. I had to avoid some incidents, some crashes in front of me. But I was in depth with the luck from the Mugello race where I crashed. And this round maybe luck was with me.
Excellent. And how did you find the format? You know, the reverse grid. How did it play out? Was it something you enjoyed?
Yeah, I think that the two sprint races are fun because also if you do some mistakes or you crash in the first race, you can still back up on the second. And also the format when you invert the grid on the second race is interesting. I didn't have the opportunity to test it because I finished 12, I think, or 14 in first race. But yeah.
Yeah. And the Audi, how are you enjoying it? It's looking good out there. It looks like it's a great straight line speed at Glen, or maybe just great traction out of one.
Yeah, honestly, I switched from Porsche to Audi because back in Spa it felt so better for me. Mm-hmm. But after that round, I was doubting about that because it didn't feel good for my drive style. But with some practice, I had the opportunity to adapt to the car.
Excellent, that's great. Glad you enjoyed the race. Anyone would like to give a shout out to?
I would like to thank all the ADX team and all the drivers on sim and also in real life that are pushing our teams, and all the sponsors that are supporting us.
Oh, that's excellent. And Daytona, something you're looking forward to? And are you taking part in the 24?
Yeah, I'm taking part in the 24 hours with the GTP class. So next week will be hard for me because I will have to practice with two different cars. But we are doing a lot of practice. We started back one month ago. So we will be in.
Excellent. Hope I see you out there. All right. Well, best luck with that. Best luck with the 24 and best luck with the championship. But yeah, thanks for speaking for us and congratulations on the race.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Let's have a final chat with Anders Meyer, who was our race 2 winner. Anders, congratulations, man. Of course, race 1 was actually quite entertaining, but I think we may as well just skip through all that because race 2 was absolutely mega. Let's take us from the starts. 4 places gained in the first corner.
I just had to go for it. I mean, this I know that the BMW is quick in the straight line, so I knew I had to use the advantage I had, pretty much the only advantage I had, because the final sector in this car is horrible. But I saw the leader go and I saw everyone around me didn't go, so did I break a rule or something now? But I thought I just had to keep going. But the start was good, and obviously the battles throughout the race was pretty rough. But it was, at least the start was fine, and when the race settled, I felt like I had a lot of pace. But Eric in front struggled a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your start looks all clean because it seemed like you gained all the places at turn 1 rather than off the line. So I think you should be all right on that front. Of course, then we have to also talk about the incidents. It just seems like a little bit of a tap on the rear. I mean, take us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, when you sit in the car, you see what you see. He had that really bad corner before, so he had very low speed, and he defends the inside naturally. And I think about going to the outside. Wasn't really sure I was going for it. I was kind of thinking about the cutback, but then he slowed down really much. So I saw that, okay, I'm gonna go on the go on the outside, and then I don't give him any more space than I have to, of course, but he then leans out in front of me, and there's a small contact when he leans over towards me, and then he goes off the throttle, probably because of that contact. And then, yeah, I didn't expect him to go off throttle. It's hard for me to see if he's straight or sideways or losing traction or anything, but maybe he lost a bit of the rear when he leaned over in front of my car. But that's at least how I felt it inside, But yeah, it's unfortunate. I know he's not really happy about it, since he drove right into me after the finish, which with a direct drive is not that pleasant. But yeah, at least I know this incident happened, but some sportsmanship would be nice. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a similar incident back at Spa, I think, at the final chicane, where, yeah, you sort of have that initial little bit of contact, and then the driver ahead inevitably has to sort of lift off, and the driver behind has no time to react and makes further contact. So, yeah, it was a bit of an unlucky one, but I mean, you must be pleased to just be back in the series, right? I mean, you were near the front, so you didn't see many of the cars out there, but it must be quite fun to race against such a competitive sort of top 10 drivers. It was insane just how close everyone seemed to be tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome. I knew that the qualifying would be difficult against the Porsches and the other ones. So on top of that, I wasn't really happy about my lap. So yeah, I know we are choosing this car for tactical reasons. We got some big stuff being announced in the team pretty soon about the manufacturer contract. So we are all here driving cars with front engine to prepare for that. But yeah, I always enjoy racing in the Apex racing leagues, always have. And I know I have, in the coming months, I have races. I have these on Friday, and I have the Norwegian Championship starting on Sundays, and I have the World Sim Racing Series starting on Mondays. So it's gonna be hectic. I got into this series quite late, so I'm not sure. I had to prioritize. It depends on how the other series kicks off with the results and stuff. But I hope to be as competitive as I can, and hopefully have battles without the races ending in contact like this, because it's it doesn't matter whose fault it is or how the incident happens. It's never fun that these things happen, and especially with Eric. I feel really bad. After that battle I had, my rear tires were really cooked. So when I went into that corner, I maybe didn't have the speed that I usually had, and Eric, I think, got caught out by that, and really unfortunate for him. Could have been a 1-2, but yeah, these things happen, sadly.
Definitely. Well, thanks for coming up and having a chat with us. And is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to, I'll start with you guys, to Apex Racing Leagues for organizing this. They're really good leagues, and thanks to my team, thanks to our main sponsor Racing Lab, CarX.no, Windsor Motorsports Arena, and KTM. And a big shout out to Nikolai Ogor for having the most A's in his name and winning that prize. Congratulations to him.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, we gave him a shout out for that. He's dominated that, and I don't say that lightly. So yeah, congratulations to him, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great achievement, so big congratulations to him.
Yeah, well drove, mate.
Yeah, congratulations, Anders, and yeah, see you back next week.
Yes, I will be back. Daytona, right?
Yes, Daytona next time.
Yes. Yeah, good. I know that track.
Only a few corners.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
Yes, see you.
Anders Meyer there, your race to winner. And yeah, demonstrating his fantastic pace. 4th place last season, but missed a bunch of rounds. 3rd place even last season, which, considering that he missed 2 rounds and had a shocker of another one, was very impressive. He won a lot of races. So yeah, one of the most talented drivers out there.
Yeah, I mean, him and Zach had a really dominant day. I mean, both of them showed not only they could quali well, race strong, both of them pulled off 2 of the best overtakes we saw. Yeah, they just looked strong. I don't know if it was Dalval's and Porter's day. With their names that, I mean, Dalval's never not had a podium. Today he broke that. Porter's always looked like he could win. Today, not that. I don't know if it was just not the Ferrari's day or just not their day, but obviously they still scored a lot of points. Let's not take anything away from them. You know, they both still scored very strong. But yeah, I really enjoyed this round. Nice close racing and 2 races. So
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Definitely the most competitive. I think as the season's gone, it's just got more competitive. Spa was the most competitive before this one, but I think this one just about manages to beat it as well. So much better than what we had at Silverstone when it was a bit spread out, and long may it continue. That's pretty much it for us then for tonight. Of course, we do have the late Apex coming up in just a few minutes time, so keep an eye out on the channel. It's also on Twitch as well, on Apex Racing TV, so do check out the stream over there. We've got of course the IndyCar coming back to iRacing updates, and other stuff going on for ACC, and some releases as well from GSI, so do keep tuned for all of that. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, check out our other broadcasts as well. We've got Weekend Warriors on Sunday, some fantastic racing in that. We've got the return of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup on Tuesday. Of course, got the Prototype Championship as well on Thursday, so do subscribe and check that all out. And of course, do look at the Apex Racing League and Apex Racing TV social media accounts on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. But for now, for myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson, we will say goodbye, and we'll see you back for the 75-minute extended race at Daytona next time out. See you then.